welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for coming and visiting me again. As you can see by the title, we're having another wind down with me. And in this video, girl, I got the tea. So go ahead and take a sip with me. Oh, our wine of choice tonight is Merlot. It's the Woodbridge brand. It's alright. It's dry AF, but it's good. So yeah, back to the video, back to what y'all came here for. How I lost over 100 pounds. Yes. So I'll start from the beginning. Most of my life I've been very tiny, very petite. I'm only 5 feet. Up until maybe sophomore year of high school, I was less than 100 pounds, very tiny. And then I got into a happy relationship. And you know what they say about that relationship weight, baby? I gained the weight, okay? It packed on. I was always very active, though. I played volleyball all throughout high school and a little bit in college. I was active. I did things here and there, you know, like, but the weight wasn't going anywhere. In 2015, I had hit my highest weight of 230 pounds. Now, to some, that may not sound like much, but on my 5 feet frame, it just wasn't working for me, okay? It wasn't doing it. I went on a whole weight loss journey with my roommate at the time where we worked out, we were eating right, I was doing my thing, I did so much. I felt like I tried every diet on the market or on the social web, whatever. And I would lose the weight, but I would gain the weight. I would lose weight, I would gain the weight. And I'll throw some pictures in here so that you guys can see. Like, there was a point where I felt really great. I had lost about 60 pounds, sis, by myself. And I ate a French fry and gained back 75 and a double chin again. It just wasn't it. So, in 2016, I decided to, drum roll please, I decided to have the gastric sleeve surgery. Yes, I did. And as if, it's the wine, okay? And as if that wasn't enough, I went to Mexico. Yes, Mexico to do my surgery. Why Mexico, you may ask? Why, girl? Why you didn't just do it here? Pretty much in America, I wouldn't qualify to get it free. I wouldn't get qualified for my insurance to pay for it because I just wouldn't. And to pay out of pocket, it was super, super expensive. So I knew this clinic in Mexico. I knew a few people that had been there prior to me, and they had the surgery done there. So Scorpio Tony, with me, once I have my mind set to something, it's like no turning me back. I have to do this. And so I'm like, no, I'm getting the surgery done because I'm tired of being fat. I didn't like it. I've always loved fashion. I always loved dressing up and all that goodness. And I just felt like at the time, I felt like I wasn't living to my full potential. And still not there. Obviously not because of weight, but still not to my full potential, but I felt like I could be doing more with myself. So at any rate, booked my surgery, paid for it, paid for my surgery to be in August of 2016. Yes, I flew into California and it was interesting. I wasn't scared or anything. Once I landed, I went outside and there was a little truck, minivan type of shindig, type of car, vehicle that came to pick us up. There was a few other people that was there to get the same surgery done. So we all loaded in the van and we drove to Tijuana, Mexico. Yes, Tijuana. Girl. We get there and as I said, I still wasn't scared. And I don't know why I wasn't scared. You would think you're getting surgery like in your mind, you'd be nervous. And especially with me, I'm a chicken. So I thought I would have been scared. I wasn't scared. I felt really good. I felt really confident about it. We went in that day, and if I'm remembering clearly, I remember going in, doing like blood work and EKG and all that good stuff, making sure my final payments were done. And that was a Thursday, so the Friday morning is when my surgery was scheduled for. Excuse me. So yes. Friday morning, I go back to the center and they get me all prepped and ready for surgery. I go into this back room, and this is when the fear kicked in, sis. I thought I was strong. I thought I was a strong black woman, okay? Until I walked to that back room. And I heard other people coming from out of surgery, like from out of anesthesia, and I freaked out. I started crying like a little baby. I remember a nurse coming up to me, and she's like, oh, don't worry. She's like rubbing my head, like, oh, don't worry, you're gonna be okay. And I'm laying there. I remember going back into the surgery room, walking back into the surgery room, and it was just a cold room. I had a blue gown on, and I just felt like it was a whole bunch of little men, like Mexican men, around me. And now I know he's the anesthesiologist. I didn't know who he was at the time, but he came up to me, and he's just like, are you scared? And I was just like, yeah, I'm scared. He's like, don't worry, you're gonna be okay. I lay back on this table, they put my arms out to the side, and he was just like, just go ahead, take a deep breath. He put some little mask over my face. Take a deep breath, you're gonna be okay. This will help you relax, it's some oxygen. I took a breath, and I was like, this ain't no knocked out. That's all I remember. That's how the story ends. Boom, video. Just kidding. Now, so I woke up from surgery, and I remember crying. I want my mother. Where's my mother? Like, out of anesthesia. Long story short, to sum it up, or sum this portion of it up, came out of anesthesia. I was in the hospital for about a day. Then I got transported to a hotel. The hotel had doctors and nurses coming and checking on us, fixing our drains, making sure we had the vitamins and things we needed. As anyone that may have had surgery, VSG surgery before, and if you haven't, you know that right after surgery, you cannot go back to eating normal. So it's just like liquids. Honestly, I don't remember exactly, but I know it was like Gatorade, broth, things like that. I had no appetite, zero appetite. I had no want to eat. So I had to like kind of remind myself, like, drink a little water, sis, you know? That was cool. We had to do a bunch of tests. Like, it was fine. I wasn't in super pain. I ended up flying back home the Sunday, and I went back to work Tuesday morning. It wasn't bad. However, what was different for me mentally is when I came home, and it was about maybe 3 weeks in now, and everybody around me is eating, and I can't eat. And that was like, even though it may sound so crazy, because this is what you signed up for, this is what you knew would happen, having this surgery, it was very, very hard for me. I remember being at my best friend's house, and they're eating Spanish food in the Bronx. So if y'all ever had Spanish food from the Bronx, y'all know it's good, okay? Y'all know it's good. They're eating Spanish food, and I go in the back room, and I call the person I was dating at the time, and I'm crying on the phone, like, I just want to have some chicken and beans. Like, I break down crying, and it's like, it wasn't necessarily because of the food, it's because of everything I was experiencing. You know, this is life-changing. At this point, I'm 3 weeks out and 25 pounds gone. You know what I mean? Whereas losing 5 pounds would have taken me 5 weeks. So it was totally different. It was dropping off. The weight dropped off drastically very fast. So yeah. Obviously, I'm back to a point now. It's 2020. I'm back to a point now where I can pretty much eat whatever it is that I want, drink whatever it is that I want. But at that point, it was very hard. Yeah, very hard. So yeah, it took me about 7 to 8 months to get to 120 pound loss, going from 230 pounds to being like 110 pounds, baby girl. And that's where reality kicked in. And everyone that knows that I've had the surgery asks me now, like, oh, do you love it? What do you think? Would you recommend the surgery? And to be honest, I don't know. I mean, I lost the weight, I'm healthy, but I wish I would have just learned to love myself at that point. The way I love myself now, like, you can't look at me and be like, Toni, you ugly, or Toni, you this, because I'm gonna look at you like, girl, boo. Okay, boo. But boy, boo. Like, I wish I had that confidence then, because now that I'm looking back, it's like nothing, I didn't need to do that. You know what I mean? it is a great stepping stone. It really did help me lose the weight. I just had a baby, as you probably know if you're on my channel, and I'm still struggling because I went from one extreme of feeling like I was too big to another extreme of feeling like I'm too small and trying to gain some weight. Just trying to find that perfect median. That perfect median of where I'm comfortable and feeling my best. But I also think that's a mental thing. Now that I've gone through all of this, it's definitely a mental space. It's a mental thing. I look back and I'm like, damn, at 230 pounds, baby girl, you had the cake, okay? And right now in 2021, as it's about to be, that's what people want. They want the thickness, you know what I mean? And so it's like, I went from that to being very, very slender and petite. My current weight is like 120, and that's after having a baby, and it's like nuts. So I just want to be healthy. The goal is to be healthy. But that, my friend, is how I lost a little over 100 pounds. If you have any further questions and you want to know any more details of how that went, I can divulge a little bit more into that for you. But if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Wind Down With Me or more story time videos, go ahead and subscribe, comment down below, let me know when you're enjoying this or how you're feeling. Hit that thumbs up button, and I will be back with the heat. You feel me? Peace out.